For referral?
Yes.
I'll refer it to the policy subcommittee.
Second.
Motion?
All those in favor? Aye.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Chris, thank you. Now, Mr. Manager, your
Okay,
report.
thank you. So, needless to say, we'd like to begin tonight to express our great thanks to municipal employees and their counterparts in the school department for the outstanding response that we've seen from the blizzard that we encountered a week ago today through current efforts to continue to recover. From the start, the amount of coordination and cooperation between departments has been outstanding. And at the risk of leaving anyone out, I'd like to thank our DPW. Many are here in the audience tonight. Framingham Police Department, Framingham Fire Department, our Parks and Recreation Department for the resources they put in to this response, Municipal Facilities Management, School Building and Grounds, School Transportation, the Division of Public Health, which was standing by to man shelters, or volunteers standing by to man shelters, Division of Inspectional Services, which was concerned about potential for roof collapse, and our tech services, which keep communications going. They all operated as a complete team, and throughout the entire preparation and response to this storm, operated at extremely high levels of competence and professionalism. But the DPW and its employees in particular deserve special recognition for what they've accomplished in response to not only the 33.5-inch storm 7 days ago, but the 14 inches that we received on average in Framingham yesterday. I'll not do justice to the week-long effort, but let me just give you a rundown. By the time snow began falling late in the day on Monday, DPW employees reported to work at about 3 p.m. 24 hours later, they were just being released from a meal break, and during that entire time, their principal effort was to do nothing more global than keep roadways open. So 24 hours later, as they're taking their first break, they've successfully kept roadways open for emergency vehicles. After a well-deserved rest period, DPW employees resumed their work late on Tuesday night and continued through Wednesday in an effort to widen roadways, looking over their shoulder at forecast for a significant snowstorm that was going to come through on Friday. After a second rest period, work continued on Thursday, where for the first time they actually had an opportunity to begin widening sidewalks in preparation for the return of school. Thankfully, the school department had scheduled a professional development day on Friday, but by the time they resumed work on Friday, we were still concerned that they would not have the capacity to get sidewalks ready for school on Monday. So this effort through the entire work week last week to get ready, we had a meeting with the school department late in the day on Friday. School department felt the sidewalks were there, and barring significant snow on Monday, felt that they could have opened on Monday. Needless to say, on Monday, we had the storm that never left, and despite the fact that it was supposed to wind down late in the day on Monday, continued well into Monday night, and led to the cancellation of school on Tuesday. So I know the board shares the sentiment, but the work that the Department of Public Works put in to responding, preparing, and working with other departments to recover from the storm was just fabulous. And I know Paul Barden, the Deputy Director, is here, as well as Dan now. Dan is where?
Dan is back.
Dan is the Director for Highway Operations, kind of on the front line. Diane Connor is here. I know she and others on the administrative team at DPW man the snow room and do enormous work during this period. But this has been 7 days of 18-hour or better response on the part of the Department of Public Works. And I think they really should be commended, and I know the board feels that same way.
Absolutely.
No question about it. And everybody you talk to says what a fabulous job Framingham did with the streets. Everybody knows as soon as they pass into Framingham that it's Framingham because of the streets, the condition of the streets. And I've noticed for the past 5 years they even do a better job than the town next door in Natick. But
well, it's been longer than 5 years around here, but maybe since, a little bit longer, but that's all right.
So 5 years ago it was a lot closer. A little bit better. I want to the guys that are here tonight, people that are here tonight, and please pass along our thanks and congratulations for a job well done to everybody else that's been involved in this fight. And it's not over yet. We understand there's more coming. So, Mr. Manager, that was the good news. Now the bad news about the budget?
Well, I have one comment about school tomorrow. So as I said, when we met on Friday, we went into that meeting with the school transportation people and the school business manager, suspecting that we might not be ready to open school on Monday, assuming we didn't have snow. Instead, we had 14 inches of snow. So we had meetings earlier today to review what it would take to get school open tomorrow. So there were some definite commitments made on the part of the DPW to deploy additional resources throughout the day today and into tonight. We made a commitment to the superintendent of schools that school could open tomorrow. I want to speak specifically to parents that the sidewalks will not be perfect. They'll be functional, they'll be passable, but we have high snowbanks. We're working as we speak to clear away intersections and crosswalks. We have an additional challenge to make sure that our school crossing guards have a workstation which can keep them safe and keep them out of harm's way. So what we need, and I asked the superintendent if he would really emphasize this in his communication, that we need parents to be aware that this is a very difficult situation. School is in service, but we need extra vigilance and extra diligence on the part of parents to make sure that their child is walking to school in a safe way, whether that means they escort them or choose to drive them. But we really need extra vigilance on the part of parents tomorrow at the start of school. Having said that, the police department is cooperating by bringing additional uniformed police officers on during that critical period to have extra eyes on the challenge. But again, I think it's a testament to the DPW that in working with the school department, has made a monumental effort today to make the situation as good as it can possibly be tomorrow morning for the resumption of schools. But we really need some help from parents to get through this one day tomorrow.
And I think what you just said points out to the fact of how complicated this is to get the town back open after a snowstorm. It's not just a matter of sending a bunch of plows out and plowing the streets and running down the sidewalks with a plow. It takes a lot of people. The school department is very much involved. The police department, who supervises as crossing guards, is very much involved, as long as the safety of the roads. The Board of Selectmen, technically we're responsible for the sidewalks and the crosswalks. So there's a lot of moving pieces, and it's a very complex event and situation to get the town open. And I think at some point in the near future, we might want to have like a work session where we get all the different participants into the same room, and maybe even invite our colleagues over at the school committee and the school department to come and just get a presentation from the people who fight these snowstorms to see how complex it is and how difficult it is to get the town open once we get a major storm.
Yeah.
People don't realize it, and sometimes they get frustrated when the schools are closed and the kids have to stay home, but there's a reason for it, and safety is always paramount.
I'd also like to caution drivers, especially over the next couple of days, any drivers in Framingham around schools, driving around any schools, that the drop-off lines are going to be longer. We're going to have kids who in the past would have been visible, aren't visible, and it's all of our responsibility to protect the children in this community, not just the school department and this board, but everybody who's out on the roads.
Okay, good. But I think
good point.
I think we're prepared to come in and do a briefing on exactly the topic you were suggesting.
That'd be a good idea.
I just want to jump in because Danny now is here, and I just want to say that not only is thanks and appreciation for the incredible hours and hard work and organization, but on top of all that and being tired and doing it, I have to just recognize Danny for really responding to individual residents' needs, because I know that everybody's been frustrated or had a problem with the snow here or there, because I know I've had some calls, and the public service and the professionalism during this stressful time has been outstanding. So thank you. I think, important point to make, that people forget that everybody's working hard and stressful, yet they're really had this level of professionalism that's been great.